Daft Punk, Pharrell Williams, the mammoth worldwide hit Get Lucky. My guest of the day is ready to come on.
94.3.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
One of the captains of the industry who I really look up to simply because he's the turnaround man. Vikram Mehra MD of Saregama is here. Wonderful to see you. How are you holding up in lockdown? You know, work from home is a new normal. Not many of us have been able to adapt to it.
I remember right now when we heard about it in the month of March, we thought it's just going to be a 10-day phenomena. And I was like devastated that the company's efficiencies are going to go for a toss and what's going to happen right now. For the longest time, and I've said this in some other media also, I always had this feeling that if we don't monitor people, the efficiencies go for a toss. And maybe the way we are brought up, our parents always have told us right now that unless they come back and check in the night, are we studying or not? We never studied. We ended up doing the same thing with our children right now. Keep an oversight at all times with this feeling otherwise they won't study. You know, I have been really proved wrong. I have seen more efficiencies coming in this month of, not early April. The moment people got used to the new normal and people got their home ka system in place that who will do jadu pocha and who will do bartan. Once that was said, I could see efficiency going to the roof because now it's literally 7 days a week. People work at the time that suits them right now. A lot of them work pretty late in the night. We are doing pretty well, and I'm happy to be proved wrong because overall I think we're doing quite well.
And you did make that solitary trip perhaps to the office because I saw a wonderful video, a rain-soaked morning of your wonderful office in Grant Road.
We are 10% of us have restarted going to the office since last 1 month.
Great.
Just to get the adrenaline moving once again. But majority of the team is working from home and doing a fabulous job.
Wonderful. Is there a skill that you picked up in lockdown, Vikram, that you've said, I didn't do this before? Some people learn new audio software in my business. I don't know, at your level, what is the kind of skill that you would say you picked up?
What I shared with you is that I picked up a huge insight because of which my kids are going to benefit and some other people in office are going to benefit. That just because you're overlooking somebody doesn't mean that's the only way to go back and work. Most people who are motivated enough to work right now, they don't need any oversight happening. So we are very sure even when the lockdown gets lifted and all issues and finally we have a vaccine or medicine, we'll be very comfortable with people working from home right now. And my kids are very happy right now because I don't go back and check what they're studying because with the same hypothesis, they will know what they are doing. They're the happiest.
India's preparedness to accept a change in viewership patterns. I mean, the OTT space globally has just gone nuts, hasn't it, Vikram?
The viewership is going up through the roof right now, and we are seeing actually in both sales because we are one of the few companies which are both in music and films, and we are seeing music consumption in the beginning went down when people, again the same part right now, people used to listen to music while traveling to office. When they were not going to office, that entire listenership went down. But the new normal is, while you are going out there doing household chores, music is running in the background. When you're doing office work right now, you want music in the background so that your concentration is maintained. So music numbers have gone up. And the viewership on streaming platforms of content, both longer format and shorter format, has gone through the roof. I don't know, amount of content I have watched in the last couple of months, all under the excuse of work. Because when I watch content, I'm working, actually not watching content. And I'm amazed right now how much great content is there. And thankfully, our brand Yoodlee is riding on it.
True that. Vikram Mehra MD Saregama shall continue on the show. I'm Hrishi K and you're tuned into 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. Here's the band Magic with Red Dress. Matthew Tyler Musto, better known as the artist Black Bear, with his hot hit Me and Your Ghost. Vikram Mehra drives the business for Carvaan, does these amazing publishing and licensing deals for Saregama, and also produces films at Yoodlee Films. The managing director of Saregama is in a gripping tete-a-tete with me.
94.3.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Day before yesterday, I was speaking to Abhishek Bachchan and I was asking Abhishek, I said, you've got Breathe on one platform, you're going to have The Big Bull on another platform, and these are all as you as an actor. I said, now put on your producer's hat. When you put on your producer's hat, will you wait for a multiplex to open and give it a big release, or will you decide to go on OTT? Because, in these cases, it's not in your hand, you're not the producer. And he said, that's a really, really difficult question to answer. But for you, Vikram, it's not a difficult question to answer because Yoodlee was always built built on a very different thought process which lends itself to OTT. Talk about it.
Yes, so remember the first movie that we people were releasing, that's the time we had come and met you. Yoodlee was always designed in a fashion right now that we were not looking at theatre as a primary source of revenue. We made movies, what was the philosophy of Yoodlee? Can we make cinema which is story-led? Everybody wants to make cinema which is story-led, but the moment big stars come in, you have to do full justice to stars also and their imagery also. You do that so that you can make tons of money from the theatre. When I go to theatre, I want to see my star. I am no different right now. When I go and watch a Tom Cruise movie or go out there and watch a Amir movie right now, I want to see them the way I look at them. Story starts taking, in that case, very often right now, you can't do full justice to the story. Hence, we decided right from the word go that if we want to make story-led cinema, we need to reduce our dependence right now on factors that will force us to become more massy. We wanted to be an entertainment-led cinema brand, but come up with more purposeful stories. And we realized that if you want to talk to the younger crowd, it may make more sense right now to go back and talk to them through the digital means rather than try to go back and manage through a theatrical means. Our first film, Ajji, which was done, to the last film, Chaman Bahar, that we people have released right now on Netflix, all the 13 films have gone through this journey.
You've developed a very scientific way of producing films at Yoodlee, Vikram, and that has shown consistent results. I want people to tell people about the unique strategy of creating these partnerships with everybody who's involved, more stakeholders for the film, and obviously the mantra being it should benefit everybody.
Yes, let me start this way right now. 2016 odd is the time we took a call, two major calls in Saregama's history. One is to launch a physical product called Carvaan in the world of digital. So people were laughing at us right now that we lost our beans. And second was to get into films. The general response I was getting from everyone was कि film business is सट्टे का business. लगी तो लगी, नहीं लगी तो नहीं लगी. Make 10 films. Any one will go back and recover the cost of all the 10 films. We were just not convinced as a management team. We thought if the basic principles of management can be applied to every other aspect of industry, why does this commercial endeavor not lend itself to the basic management principles at all? We realize there are two huge issues that we have out here which cause a lot of films to fail. And as Anurag Kashyap has said, Kannan has said, films don't fail, their budgets fail. We have taken that to our heart. We realize that a big issue here is vanity. The guy who's making the film, the producer starts thinking that he or she knows it all. And if they like something, the world is going to go back and like. So this entire process of what should the script be, who should the star cast be, starts getting led by producer a lot. Some producers are really, they are blessed that they have that gut call. Many of the times right now, this results into some kind of a vanity trip and you end up taking decisions which may not be the best decisions for the story concept, right? Not everything can be mounted at the topmost level. Even if you mount it, you're not going to get those kind of returns.
A passionate yet rational mind there. Vikram Mehra in conversation with me. More with the MD of Saregama up ahead. My name is Hrishi K. And here's some new music for you. Selena Gomez and Trevor Daniel. A sweet song called Past Life. Only on 94.3 Radio 1. One World, your station. DNC and Nicki Minaj are kissing strangers. My guest of the day is a business leader who turned around Saregama's fortunes. Vikram Mehra, managing director at the traditional record label, has also helmed Yoodlee Films, the film production house. And like I said in a social media post, the way Vikram Mehra has redefined the entertainment business with his constant innovation will become part of management school syllabus one day. Of that, I'm sure. More chat.
94.3. This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Vikram, I'm quite intrigued by how you managed to greenlight these particular stories amongst all the scripts that come into you at Yoodlee Films.
We started from the first part is script selection. We have built a policy right now that anybody who sends a script in this company, no script can reach me or Siddharth Anand, who heads the Yoodlee venture of us, him directly. Every script that comes in right now, the first page is torn so that nobody knows who has written that script out here. Goes through a bunch of script readers. There are 17 script readers we have in the company. These are people right now from diversified background right now, of their education, of their preference of language, there's a divide of South Indian, North Indian, the representation of East also, Maharashtrians also. also. So that there's a decent, there are people who studied abroad, people who are coming right now from Bihar and UP background also. So there are all kinds of people sitting in this who evaluate every film script on a quantitative scale that has been agreed right now. And every script is read by minimum 2 people right now who don't know who's the other person reading the script. Only if the script scores are able to manage to reach the basic benchmark we have right now, does the script start going up the ladder. Everybody in the ladder has the right to veto the script. Nobody has the right to greenlight the script.
Wow.
Only if everybody is agreeing right now does the film finally get greenlit. From the time the first script reader is reading to the time it finally reaches me and I have to read it, this process can never exceed beyond 90 days. In 90 days, we have to tell the script guy, are we going ahead or are we not going ahead with the script? So that if you're not going ahead, he or she should take the script somewhere else. Most of the times right now, if we like the script, we start working with the scriptwriter immediately and says that if he or she can make some modifications in the script. What that does it, I am a big buff of very high emo films right now. If you leave it to me, many of the films that we people have made would have never come out. I would have made a particular kind of films only, which is going to hurt the brand Yoodlee a lot. Siddharth likes very different kind of films out here. So he would have made only his kind of films, which makes the production house very unidimensional. This process helps us a lot. Second part right now that we are very, very proud of is in the selection process right now, we control the cost of the film very, very tightly. Every film is benchmarked right now with the budgets of the previous film. Since we have done 13 films have been released in last 30 months, I don't think any production house can go back and claim this. 13 films have gone out there. We have very good benchmarks sitting in. So we manage the line production very tightly. But there's an area we never get involved in, is cast selection. That is left completely to the discretion of the director and actor combination. Because we believe right now, the moment we start poking our nose in the final star cast selection right now, personal biases will once again start coming in. I may like somebody, I may not like somebody. Why should that matter to the final story? It's a writer and director's vision right now. Let the writer director go back and put that vision out there in reality on celluloid. The budgets are fixed. The writer director needs to go and work with that. Other part right now we have realized is we want to keep our initial cost structures very, very low. In the Bollywood industry, the way it functions is most of the cost goes to the talent upfront. So if the film tanks, the producer tanks. But if the film does very well, the key talent does not get anything right now. So we have built a structure where the writer-director combination gets 30% profit sharing on the table. So we put it out, he or she can decide to distribute this 30% to some other key talent also. But we tell everybody you need to come with a low upfront. Come only if you believe in the story. Come with a low upfront. And if the movie does very, very well right now, you have in perpetuity an ability to go back and make money. The fact we are Saregama, the music label, which is still distributing royalties on account of the films we people acquired in 50s and 60s and 70s. We have a reputation right now that we always end up sharing royalties here. People have started believing in this. So you have writer-director saying right now, one, we get a clear green light or rejection in 90 days flat. Second, we get a 30% profit sharing, which is put on the table right now. So faster decisions, their skin is in the game right now. We get more and more people right now who are opting to work with us.
Fantastic. A novel partnership and a happy team of stakeholders at Yoodlee Films built up by Vikram Mehra and his team. The managing director of Saregama is in a fantastic chat with me. Stay on for more and keeping you company till you do. Here's Sonic and Sky. I'm Hrishi K and this is 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. Kesha with Come On. You click on any of the prominent OTT platforms and chances are you'll find films from the Yoodlee Films stable. Music Teacher, Brijmohan Amar Rahe, Akhuni, Chaman Bahar, Chappal फाड़ के कानपुरिये अज्जी कुछ भीगे अल्फाज आश्चर्यचकित Hamid and Nobleman. Vikram Mehra oversees the business as managing director at Saregama and I'm in a really insightful chat with him.
94.3. This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
It's remarkable. Yoodlee has 10 of its films on Netflix, 6 of them being direct to digital, 3 others on Hotstar, 2 of them are released.
Yeah.
If I look at that lineup, my question to you is, are you platform agnostic? Or how do you go about that? Do you take each product to a different platform, negotiate the best price, or do you feel certain products lend themselves to certain platforms?
No, actually, we people firstly will always be indebted to Netflix right now that they took our first film.
Sure.
And equally indebted to Hotstar because Hotstar has done the privilege right now where they're also agreeing to pick up a film right now without the film getting ready. So we are getting a lot of support from these people. Somewhere we I think some credit is owed to us for the quality of cinema and equal credit to these platforms that they are ready to back companies like us. So we typically get the movie ready and then go right now to the platforms we believe will lend themselves very, very well to that movie. If for whatever reason the commercials are not working, then we move to some other platform. We are also very close to hopefully having some kind of a deal going on with G5. So we are expanding the horizon that we people have. Many of these films are also going to platforms outside this country, maybe on a non-exclusive basis, or to some TV channels outside this country. The good part that Narcos has taught us, and I said this when I came for my first interview also with you, what Narcos taught us right now, that if the story is strong and it's a universal story, language is no longer a barrier, that the story travels out also right now. And that's what we are trying to do. Come with stories right now which are somewhere neutral. They should not be something which is so much India. A Saas Bahu may become a bigger of a plot out there for an Indian audience, may not resonate that well outside right now. So we come with stories right now which can travel across and more people can relate to it.
Let's talk about some of the films. I mean, I loved Akhuni, I loved Chaman Bahar, the Northeast issue as well as Panwalas in North and Central India, very humorous take. And, these are really outsider films. I mean, Nicholas Kharkongor, one film old, Shiny, the only noticeable face as it were. Yeah. Jitu, of course, now everybody knows. But talk to me about this. And of course, then Hamid's success at the national awards, the Innocence and the Kashmir issue. So let's start with these three films.
These films right now, the other film which recently got released, which has got a lot of acclaim, is KD, which is a Tamil film we people have right now. All these plots are very, very different. At the end of the day, the only thing we are looking for a script right now, can it go back and touch me in some fashion right now and leave me with one core thought? While the treatment has to be very, very entertaining right now. That's what we look for. So I remember when Akhuni came right now to us, there was a little bit of a trepidation right now that this is not mainstream film. Should we do this? There were some bizarre thoughts right now that should we try to go back and do this with Bollywood actors? And our thing was, listen, what are we doing? Are we going to destroy the soul of the film? One of the big stories for Yoodlee is that we maintain the milieu of the story. You cannot mess around with the milieu of the story, but then the authenticity starts going away right now. And I think in Akhuni right now, the way Delhi has been captured in Akhuni, right? I don't think any film, there are great films which have happened right now, but there's a very different Delhi that you're seen in this particular film. We are not trying to pass a moral judgment out there. It's entertainment at the end of the day. But we do want to tell people that when we make fun of other countries being racist, there is a little bit of a racist streak in us also. And it's been done without sounding preachy about this entire thing. Chaman for us, I belong to Lucknow. For a lot of people right now in the northern part, it used to be a very common thing in 70s and 80s at least, that the boys studying in boys' school used to go back and stand outside the girls' school. Mani Man Mein they used to fall in love also. Mani Man Mein breakup also used to go back and happen. And we said it's a hilarious thing, but it happens. And then you move on in life right now. When we had read the story, we thought it's a hilarious take on that part. And the innocence of Jitu, I think he personified that. For us, I think this is the fastest part right now, that we were suggested Jitu's name and all of us just jumped and said, boss, tumhara call hai, but I think there can be nobody better than Jitu to go back and play this.
That's Jitendra aka Jitu Kumar, who also did such a splendid job in Shubh Mangal Zyada Savdhan. It's Ariana Grande with the legendary Stevie Wonder, a song called Faith. You're tuned into 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. Back with more from Vikram Mehra, the managing director of Saregama. You don't want to go anywhere. My name's Hrishi K. It's the gals from the band Little Mix and their awesome track Salute. In this era of content overload, Yoodlee Films and their slate of films stands out. A unique approach to filmmaking, following a unique royalty program with their film creators, treating them as partners and not vendors. They've picked up 2 national awards for their exceptional film Hamid, set in Kashmir. I'm talking to Vikram Mehra, the managing director of Saregama, under whose umbrella Yoodlee is flourishing.
94.3. This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Yes, Vikram, you must be so proud of Hamid. Let's talk about that.
Hamid, I remember when we were doing Hamid right now, there was this internal debate we had. Should we touch the issue? Kashmir is a topic right now that people want to be very sure of whether you want to go out there and say anything about Kashmir or not. When we were releasing the film is when the attack had happened right now in the Indian Army Jawans. We were a fear at that time, but we also knew the story we are telling is a much stronger story. You take the story out of Kashmir and put it right now in Israel and Palestine border, it's going to be applicable. You take it out of that story right now, put it on the Mexican border with America, it's going to be applicable. When there is this fight that happened right now where police starts getting involved and countries are fighting across each other, it's the innocence of children that suffers the most. And that movie is all about that. KD is an amazing part right now where we're talking about this practice in Tamil Nadu, and there's an old practice which not done, it is being contemporized in that sense right now. The euthanasia is practiced right now by making people go back and drink coconut water or coconut oil. And that's just a starting point, and seeing right now how this guy has his own bucket list and how he fulfills the bucket list. And our families, the bucket list is not going to be going out there to go to Vegas and check out some shows there. Our bucket list is something which comes out of our traditions and culture. That's what we try to do with KD, and it's got great acclaim.
Yeah, a couple of things that you said made so much sense. Since Anurag showed Paharganj in Devdi, I don't think anybody's shown Delhi the way Nicholas has shown Humayunpur, which I think is a fabulous thing. The fact that you hang at panwalas outside girls' schools, it just takes a lot of us back to our school days. So it's really, really fabulous. Nicholas, Kanu Behel, one film each. There are rank newcomers, Apurva, Ashish Aryan for Kanpuriya, sorry. So it's literally you tear off the first sheet.
So see, listen, our part was, do we know about film production, anything? As a managing director of this company or as the head of my films business, Siddharth and I had not produced films in our life. If somebody can trust us to go out there and produce films, why can't we go and trust somebody right now who may not have directed a film in the past, but is very passionate about the story that he or she has written? So for us, a key part, most of these people are also the writers of the films, right? Yeah. If we believe somebody is very passionate about the film and understands the film from within, we are ready to go back and take that punt on that individual. And then we sink and swim all there together right now. We are there to handhold.
Telling comment there about how if people are able to trust you, you should be able to return that trust. Life and media lessons from the excellent Vikram Mehra MD Saregama. I'm Hrishi K. Time to bring on some killers, and somebody told me. This is 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. Take that, back when Robbie Williams was part of that band. That song, of course, along with the legendary Lulu, Relight My Fire. My guest of the day, Vikram Mehra's answers are clear, concise and rational, and his tone has the requisite warmth, a template for an ideal interview. More with the managing director of Saregama.
94.3. This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
So KD and Abhi and Anu are two very strong South films. Saregama has always been strong in the South, but the focus for Yoodlee as far as creating South Indian content is concerned, Vikram.
So, see, this is a call we have taken for Saregama as a company, that one of the big trends we are seeing in this country right now is more and more people on the regional level are consuming more and more of regional content. So they are not against Bollywood, they consume Bollywood, but the younger crowd is also consuming that much more regional content. It's happening in print, it's happening on the digital media, it's happening out there on films and music. So we are expanding our focus right now more and more right now on the regional content. So whether it's in the music space, we are investing heavily in Bhojpuri content, Gujarati content, Tamil content. Similarly, on the Yoodlee side, you will see right now our Marathi film coming very, very soon. There are in fact 2 Marathi films coming under Yoodlee brand very, very soon. We have released right now, about Tamil 2 film, another Tamil film is coming out right now very soon. We are working on a Bengali script also. So we will go back and try to get stories from within India. With 1.3 billion people living in out here right now, there are many, many stories that are sitting in. The story has to be something that people have not seen or heard before. If you are going to be having a love story, our love story is what Oni did for us in Kuch Bige Alfaz. Our love stories, we don't want to do routine stories because routine stories require big stars to make the stories very, very special. That's not the business model we are in.
You mentioned KD, you talked about senior citizens. The other Tamil film you're talking about also is about these old people playing superheroes, which I can't wait to see.
Yeah, you know about it. Awesome. So that's a movie we are contemplating whether we should take to theatre or not. So you see there's a range happening, and in between comes A Nobleman, which is a movie which is only in English. We have Kunal Kapoor as a lead.
Vandana Kataria.
Vanda's movie. If you ask me right now, one of the best movies we have done. It's a movie right now that requires a very strong gut. You can't just, it's not just pure entertainment. It's a movie that makes a big statement about the problem of bullying in India, in the premium boarding schools of India right now, and what kind of impact it can have on people, but done right now in a I'll say entertaining fashion. So English, a little bit of Kashmiri, Hindi, Marathi, Tamil, Malayalam. We go back and see the script, where does it work better right now? And we don't try to convert a script to Hindi. If the script is talking about a milieu right now of a particular state, we much rather prefer we do it that way. Even this movie, Chaman Bahar, the debate was, should we go, it was a Chhattisgarhi, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Jharkhand, if that world you or Eastern UP want to show, it's best you go to that area and shoot it. If you realize other part in majority of our films, because we don't shoot on sets, our films can the city or the location starts becoming a very important character. You see Ajji, the way Devashish Makija has captured the slums of Bombay, it's scary, the initial part right now. Initial part can be treated as a horror film also. And there is no tricks which have been done right now. Slums of Bombay play a very important role out there. In the case of Hamid, Kashmir ka backdrop plays an extremely important role. The moment you talk about a Chaman Bahar right now, Raipur is playing a role. If you see the flat lands that are out there behind his Pan ki dukan, the soil which is being used out there right now, city starts playing a very important role. Paneer has done a beautiful job with Calcutta in Kuch Bhi Alfaz. For us, this is an extremely important part. Kanpur is all about Kanpur only right now. There's another movie we people are working on called Agra, which is a movie right now we are working with Rahul Roy. And again, the backdrop is all sitting. So city starts playing a very important role because we believe it also brings in a lot of authenticity to the storytelling we are doing.
I'm glad you mentioned Noblemen because, I was really touched by that film, and lots of friends who have gone to Doon and Wellams and Sherwood were talking about, that boarding school culture and that bullying, which is so prevalent. This interview with Vikram Mehra is just too good to have a one-day run. So we're going to come back with a part 2 tomorrow with the managing director of Saregama. I've still got to cover his other innovations, namely Carvaan, Carvaan Sathi, and musicals. Make sure you come back for that session. My name is Hrishi K, and this is 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. Let's break for some chorus and Breathless. Avril Lavigne with a song that gives us that adrenaline rush, Skater Boy. It's part 2 of the Vikram Mehra interview. One of the foremost business leaders in the media today is really turned around the fortunes of a traditional record label like Saregama, but expanding their business in new directions and establishing new verticals like Yoodlee Films and Saregama Carvaan. Finding out more with Vikram.
94.3. This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Now, super senior heroes, KD, Ajji, were all, senior citizen centric, which is what I love. I also love the Carvaan campaign on gifting Carvaans to senior citizen homes. And that has seen a great response, hasn't it, Vikram?
Yes. See, we thought right now, so every company has a commercial objective, and we have a very strong commercial objective. We need to go back and make money. But we also have a large objective right now, which is a social objective. We started realizing that one of the huge issues with coronavirus is that more and more people are locked down, and people above the age of 60 may be locked down for even longer. Ellie, you and I started stepping out once in a while. We are not allowing anybody above the age of 60 because they're so susceptible to the infection to step out. Problem of depression that has started coming in. Everybody needs change. Everybody needs to see new faces on a daily basis right now. When that's not happening, it's a problem. So there's a commercial part, which is encouraging people like you and me to buy and gift it to our uncle, aunts, dads, moms. We also realize that a large number of people sitting in these old age homes right now, which are not the upper strata old community centers right now. These are people which may not be very well off financially. And we started realizing that if they keep on sitting and they don't get any chance to step out right now, the problem of depression will start hurting them also a lot. Hence, we believe right now that we should go out there and donate. And music is a great antidepressant. We all understand that part. Hence, this entire idea of donating Carvaans. Where we are different is we are not going to an NGO because we realize the moment you go with NGOs and corporates, a lot of Carvaans will, instead of reaching the old age home, will reach the homes of the individual.
Very well.
Right now. Yeah. Right. So from our side, we'll be doing a job, but will not reach the end customer. Hence, this entire campaign we people are launched where we are asking individuals to reach out to Saregama on social media and take the responsibility along with us to ensure Carvaan actually reaches the old age home. We are already given to about 185 old age homes across the country have got a Carvaan right now, and we're getting great feedback. Paisa banta rahega, duaein bhi chahiye.
Vikram, it's remarkable that music streaming services have grown by 30 to 40% during lockdown. You've done a great deal with Spotify. I was speaking to Anand Bakshi's son, and he was like, Dad's catalog is just there on Spotify. And the number of young kids who are also, the oldies are enjoying it, reliving it, and the young kids are discovering it. And that must be a milestone in your tenure, that Spotify deal.
Yeah, so I think the key part was when I came joined in out here, I kept on hearing from our customers that, listen, you guys are sitting on the cultural heritage of this country,
Sure.
but why is the music not out? Because earlier it was so much easy to get it on a cassette or a CD. Now it's become very difficult to access your music. So as a company, we have worked on both places. Every streaming platform here or globally. We are available on 45 music streaming platforms globally, including a Deezer in US or in NetEase in China. If there is a streaming platform, Saregama content should be available, because Indians are not just living in India, there are lots of Indians living outside India. They should get access. And the birth of Carvaan, that if people are scared of technology, they can go to this physical product right now and keep on listening to their favorite music.
The Facebook global licensing deal, I'd like you to comment on that. That's another special one.
So the other phenomena which Hrishi at this juncture is happening with people sitting at home of late the last 4 months, the user generated content, if I don't know you realize or not, that is going through the roof. Everybody these days is shooting himself, herself, parents, husband, wives, children, and putting it on the social media. So whether it's YouTube or it's Facebook or with TikTok, which has recently been banned out, there was serious amount of user generated content going on all these places. And we are realizing that more and more people, when they upload their videos, they end up attaching a music to it that they've grown up with. And the music this country has grown up with is all Saregama music right now. So we are also encouraging people right now that when you're putting it up, put a Bindas Gana behind it. So somebody, yesterday only was sharing a video. Apna video khud khencha hua, senior corporate executive. Apna video khud khencha hai, aur background mein kya hai? Banda ye Bindas hai. This is amazing.
Nice vanity. Licensing deals that are a win-win for both licensor and licensee, and of course the end user. Vikram Mehra, Managing Director Saregama, is in conversation with me. Let's wait for some more insights. Until then, here's Bruno Mars with That's What I Like. I'm Hrishi K, and this is 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. Post Malone with Better Now. Vikram Mehra has had an eventful career, previously at Tata Sky as well as now at Saregama, a captain of the industry who's constantly pushing the envelope. He's my guest of the day.
94.3. This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
One of the things, reasons why I have so much respect for you is you never sit idle. You're constantly innovating. The Carvaan Sathi app, I thought, was a very unique innovation to sell during a time like this. Let's talk about that.
If a customer can't go out there to the retail shop because they're scared of stepping out, they're scared of going to an outlet right now and interacting with people, then we will reach out to customers. So we realize there's a large community of people right now who are anywhere reaching our homes these days, whether to deliver products or to repair air conditioners or to repair some other electronic appliances that are going in out there. Even the food delivery guys. If people are coming to your home, we thought they may become the best means right now to go back and convince you what the product is. So the app is 3 days old. Is a Sathi program of ours. It's 3 days old. We already have, I think, 3,300 people who have got registered. And registration means they have given their details. They have given their identity details to us right now. They have become Sathis of Carvaan. These people, when they come to your home right now for any other work, will now be carrying a demo of various Carvaan variants, show you. If you are interested in it, they will ensure right now they deliver the product across to you. So it's a win-win for everyone right now. It's a win-win for customer because he or she gets the product in their home. They don't need to step out, while they have a human being to talk to. They can always order from Amazon or Saregama.com, but at times they miss the human touch. So they have a human being they can ask questions about. All these Sathis have been trained on Carvaan. Those people are very happy right now because they have an additional source of revenue in this time where livelihood is becoming a little tricky part for most parts of the country. Saregama is happy right now that we are able to go back and sell Carvaans out right now in spite of retail outlets being shut. So necessity is the mother of invention. So you realize right now there's a demand for antidepressant called music. We have a product that can fulfill that demand right now. We need to find a way right now to make the two meet.
Vikram, podcast is the new buzzword, and I hear you have a content creator partnership program. I want you to expand on that. Also, it's surprising, all the streaming services I'm talking to, they're saying, boss, aajkal sare actors hame phone kar rahe hain because they want to do podcasts because they can't get out and shoot. Podcasting is the only thing you can do with the security of your home. Aisa ki hamare pet pe laat maro. That's on a lighter note, but it is the new buzzword. And what is this content creator partnership?
Podcast is picking up in a very big fashion right now. The amazing part about podcast is you go please and talk to your folks about podcast. They will look at you and say, kuch high tech has come in right now. The word is very scary.
Correct.
At the end of the day, when I was young, and I got exposed to music. Actually, my mom, the radio always used to be on.
Inspector Eagle, Hawa Mahal.
Hawa Mahal. Hawa Mahal is a bloody podcast which was broadcasted. What is a podcast? Piece of audio. Only thing is on demand. So we said, let's really demystify this entire part right now. Carvaan made access to music very easy. The digital apps were there even when Carvaan was launched. People used to find access difficult. We said, what we did to music, can we do the same thing to podcast right now? So the newer Carvaan which has got launched not only gives you music, but it is also taking around at this juncture 285 podcast word right now which are streamed to your Carvaan. All you need to do is a turn of the knob of Carvaan. It may move from Kishore Kumar music to Bachon Ki Kahaniyan, or may go out there to BBC content right now, or it may be going out there on Jaggi Vasudev's preachings, or it may go out there to a travelogue or a cooking station here. So all we have done right now is made access easier as far as consumer is concerned. Consumer doesn't differentiate between what is a podcast and what is just music coming out there on demand. These are pieces of audio which will flow to your Carvaan from Saregama server. All you need to do is to connect your Carvaan once to your home Wi-Fi, which our people come out there and connect it for you. We started realizing other part right now is that everybody is very inspired for the work that YouTube has done in this entire community. The entire generation of content creators they owe everything to YouTube because they built this model right now where you go back and put up your content. If money comes in, both the parties get something. We are trying to do something similar right now on our podcast. We are saying, let the content community come back and put up their content. We will not take over the IP. IP will stay with the content creator. Or as far podcasters are concerned, put it up out here. As and when we start generating revenue, whether on advertising or subscription, we will go back and share 40% of that revenue out with the content creator. Content creator I don't need exclusivity. I don't need IP. You are doing it with everybody else. Please give it to us. We earn, you earn. We want to build that kind of a transparency right now so that platform and content creator both have a singular goal to go back and put better content so that we can generate revenue from. The only difference is that we curate a podcast. So it can't happen right now that 5,000 people want to send a podcast right now. We will take all because then the consumer experience starts going for a toss right now on Carvaan. So we are curating it, but not taking over the IP.
That's what I call an equal content and revenue partnership. A last leg still to go with the dynamic Vikram Mehra MD Saregama. Let's play you some killers and their mega hit Caution. My name is Hrishi K and you're tuned into 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. What a lilt that song has. Absolutely top notch. James Blunt with 1973. My business interview special today has had Vikram Mehra, Managing Director Saregama, giving us some super life and career lessons with the way he's grown his brands and business. Whether it's Yoodlee Films or Carvaan Sathi, and then of course musicals.
94.3. This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
I thought Carvaan musicals was a superb idea, Vikram. Unfortunately, the COVID situation has put a spanner in the works on that front. Disco Dancer with Salim Sulaiman. Any innovation to try and bring that online with augmented reality, AR? Are you going to wait it out?
So I think, the experience of live is experience of live. We all have gone through that right now. With that kind of a music blaring from all sides and the visual treat, that cannot be compared with an online experience. So what we are doing on online right now is a property called Carvaan Lounge, where we get the new age singers to come back and reinterpret some of our classics and put it out. So you'll be seeing more work happening in the next 1 year on the Carvaan Lounge side. Carvaan Musical is a very big idea right now. So you will see under Carvaan Musical stuff happening. 6 mahine, 12 mahine, uske baad to life is going to come back. Life is going to come back to normal someday.
Which is actually my last question. What does your gut feel say about OTT reigning in the entertainment space? Or do you have a feeling, eventually the multiplexes will come back? Because we're seeing Akshay Kumar now come to OTT. You always thought that Akshay Kumar and Salman Khan were the last bastion, right, for single screens and for multiplexes.
This is my personal belief right now. I think multiplexes have got their own place. The experience of going and watching a movie on a large format, seeing Akshay or seeing an Amir or seeing a Salman there, or a Tom Cruise or a Josh Clooney out there cannot be compared to the experience of watching it on your screen, on a small screen. Yes, you will find in the next 6 to 8 months right now, producers are also under pressure. Their monies are locked right now. Some of the films may get released here, but eventually I believe that multiplexes are there to stay, but you will see only the larger format stuff right now coming onto multiplexes. You may not be able to see right now smaller films. Unfortunately for Yoodlee, you will not be able to see smaller films going and doing that well on the multiplex part, because consumer will hesitate, think twice before saying, should I go to a confined place where there is a probability of infection? Only with something big and large will they take the risk.
Vikram, conversations with you always stimulating, lots to take away, great fun. I wish you and your family lots of safety and good health. Thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure being there.
That's the MD of Saregama, Vikram Mehra, my guest of the day. Stimulating conversation with a very interesting mind. Toasting to that with this awesome song by Dirty Vegas, It's Days Go By. Right here on 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. I'm Hrishi K.